Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, Call Halal Yamla, Hayanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing this word with all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom. So, this lesson I want to get into is going to be titled, The Line Has Been Drawn. Whose side are you on? Because at the end of the day, you're either on the side of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, or you're on the side of Esau. No matter what other philosophies you follow, those are all Esau's ways, the heathen customs. So you're either over here with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, or you're over here with Esau. So first I want to grab Luke chapter 12, starting in verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. So that's already the separation point. For henceforth, for from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. So the line was drawn from the beginning that Yahweh Shai was coming to cause division. So that separation point is either you follow him or you follow Esau. You follow the devil. It's like Matthew 10 and starting in verse 32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. That's why we go out here and teach. We preach the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, so that Yahweh Shai can go up to Yahweh and tell us that we're doing these good works. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. And that's what these other groups do. That's what these Christian pastors do. That's what all these other people, the low-level Satanists at the end of the day, that's what they do. They're speaking against Yahweh Shai and against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, I came not to send peace, but a sword. So he's coming to bring death and destruction to the people on the other side of that line. The people who don't believe on his name, the people who don't teach his ways, the people who don't follow his commandments. Verse 35. I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. So the people around us are on the other side of that line. No matter how you feel about them, no matter how much love you have for them, that they're on the other side. If they don't believe me, how about Shemi Shai? They're across that line. They're enemy lines. That's what it is. Verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. So we're supposed to, you can love your family, but that's not supposed to take precedence over your love of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, going out here and helping to teach and letting that word seal the elect so that we can get out of here. Because we're in captivity. If you don't want to get out of captivity, then again, you're on the other side of the line. You are the enemy. Verse 38. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. So that's why we do these works. It might be hard. Brothers go through different things during the weeks. But at the end of the day, we're supposed to be out here doing these works and taking up the cross to go and help seal the elect. Well, not seal, but to teach the word that the Spirit can seal the elect. 39. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. So we're supposed to give our lives to this word. Once we come into the fold, your whole life should be dedicated to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Now, brothers have different things they do, but at the end of the day, this right here takes precedence over everything. Matthew. I'm gonna jump back and go to verse 14 in Matthew chapter 10, verse 14. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, it's like it. And for whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. So when we teach this word, if the people don't hear it or the Lord hasn't opened their eyes to understand it, we're just supposed to move on. We're not supposed to keep trying to beat it into their head because they just won't get it. Verse 15, verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. So that means that these people who don't listen, as it says, it's going to be more tolerable than for them to have been in Sodom and Gomorrah, which was destroyed by fire and brimstone, than for them to be here in America or in whatever city, state that they're in, because this place is going to be destroyed. And before the destruction, it's going to be times that have been worse than any time before that we've never seen before. So if they don't listen, if the Spirit doesn't come onto you to listen and to hearken and to come into this truth, then we're moving on. And that, as it says, you will be it will be more tolerable for you in Sodom and Gomorrah. What is that next? 2 Corinthians. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you want to come over, you want to be on this side of history. Because once the kingdom is established, these are the stories that are going to be told. The men out here teaching, preaching, sighing, and crying in our captivity. Chapter 6. And we're supposed to be separate from these people so that we can grow in the Spirit. So this is 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse starting 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for that fellowship hath righteousness. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion hath light with darkness? So we're supposed to be growing more and more separate from this world, from the people of this world. You might have friends and family out here that you care for and you love, but at the end of the day, they're on the other side. They're across enemy lines already. So you have to separate yourselves from them, because you don't want those demons to jump on you and start to pull you out of the truth. Verse 15. And what concord hath Mashiach with Balaam? So what do we have to do with devils? We don't what's the word? We don't intermingle ourselves with these perverse spirits out here, because we know we're on the side of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Or what part hath he that believe with an infidel? Verse 16. And what agreement hath the temple of the Most High with idols? For ye are the temple of the living power, and as the Most High hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. So we are the temple, and we can't be defiling ourselves with the idols of this world by mingling with these people, because, like I said, those demons can get on you if you're spending too much time with people of the world, because they're not in the truth. Like I said, they've crossed enemy lines, and they're not they don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Is that it? That's like it. All right. So verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. So we're supposed to be, like I said, be separate. We're supposed to be separate from these people, because they're unclean, and they're not gonna, if the spirit doesn't get on them to come into this, they're gonna be unclean, and you can't cohabitate with these people. Verse 18, and we'll it's like it. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. Verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, saith Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. So the more and more we separate from these people, the more and more the spirit can grow within us in the faith and of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So going back into that line being drawn, these other groups, the line is being drawn within Israel as well, for you to understand who to believe and who not to believe. And the only group that you should be seeking wisdom from through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is Great Millstone, or the teachings of Great Millstone. So I'm going to 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1. Now there was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David. But David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. And we're starting to see this with these other camps. With all the prophecies coming to pass that they haven't been teaching or have been teaching against, then they're waxing weaker and weaker. And the elders and apostles of Great Millstone are waxing stronger and stronger, because they've been teaching from the beginning the correct doctrine. And I don't know the whole history, or I'm not privy to that, but a lot of these guys know the truth, and they haven't been they've been either paid off, or the spirit was just taken away from them to not teach the people the correct doctrine. And that's the line that's been drawn. So there's a line drawn between us and the world, but there's even another line where it's us and the believers of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and these other Israelites who know they're Israelites, but they teach doctrine that is contrary to the teachings of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So just to get into that a little bit more, I'm going to grab John chapter 10, and I'll start in verse 1. I'll start in verse 1. Because these men are trying to come up some other way. They're trying to sneak their way in, and I guess at the final hour try to claim Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but they've been going contrary to what they're supposed to be teaching. So it says, John 10 and 1, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door unto the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. So you can't try to backdoor your way into this thing. You can't come in here and be teaching Jesus Christ, Serapis Christos, Crispy, whatever, and then at the end try to say, oh, I believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, I believe in Yahushai, because like it says, he will say, I know you not. And that's one of the most painful things you could probably ever hear. I'm gonna jump down to, well, actually, I'm gonna grab Ephesians first. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4. Because, like I said, man, there's only one way to come in here. So this is Ephesians 4 and 4. There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in, one hope of your calling. So there's only one spirit to come in the name of. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one power and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. So Yahweh is above everything. And then it's Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh, he he's masterminding this whole plan. So the people who don't get it, they won't get it because he doesn't want them to get it. And that's the same way going for these false prophets, because if he needs them to deceive the 2/3 of our people into believing contrary to what's in the scripture. And if he wants them, then he'll open their eyes to this truth and he'll bring them in. Uh, so now I'll go to John 10:7. And Yahweh Shai said unto them again, or then said Yahweh Shai unto them again, Verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers. So the people who come before this truth and are preaching some other form of salvation are thieves and robbers. And you can see that in some of these other camps that all they want is money. They do this thing for filthy lucre's sake, as it says. But the sheep did not hear them. So the real sheep of Yahweh Shem Shai hear his voice. And it'll say that later in this chapter. But they come to him. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out. It's like it. And shall go in. It's like it. And shall go in and out and find pasture. Verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to kill and to steal and to kill and to destroy. And that's what these other camps and these false prophets teach. These preachers at these churches, these people teaching all these low-level Satanists out here teaching all this what's it called? You're your own God and all that type of shit. They're coming in to kill and steal and destroy, and both physically and spiritually, because they're killing your spirit, because this is condemning you. And I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. And that's what it is. He's come to give us eternal life. And you look at that word abundantly, it means more than enough. So we're coming into this like it says, an abundance of riches, rewards, if we stay in this truth. Lord willing, will be of that number. So I'll grab Romans 16. That's my next scripture. Starting in verse 17, just going into again why we must be separate from these people. Romans 16:17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions, and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. So that's what these other camps do. That's what these people in the world do. That's what these Christians do. That's what all these other religions and philosophies do. They cause divisions and offenses that are contrary to the doctrine of the book. And we have to mark them first to let people know that they're coming in the wrong name, they're coming in the wrong spirit, they're coming in they're teaching the wrong things, and then we have to avoid them, because we can't like they do unity camps. There's no way that we can be in unity if we don't believe the same things. Like it says, I think it's Amos chapter 3. Let me grab it. Amos 3. Salakia. Because we're not supposed to be around these people. It doesn't matter if they are Israel or not. If they don't believe what this is, what we teach, or what the Spirit has given us, that is the truth, then we can't be. Like I said, Amos 3:3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? So even being around them is going to cause contention and division. So why even don't bother? Don't if they're not coming in the same teachings of Great Millstone or the brothers affiliated that aren't in the camps, then you have to avoid them entirely. Malachi 3 is my next. But like the point of this lesson, man, is that the line has been drawn. All these prophecies happening right now that we see is making that more clearer and clearer that the elders and apostles of Great Millstone have been teaching the truth, and these other people have been teaching falsely. And the line is in the sand. Like, you either believe in Yahweh Shem Shai and the works thereof, or you're part of Esau, regardless if you're Israel or not. Because, well, I think I'll get that too. Salakia. Well, I'll get this first. This is Malachi 3, starting in verse 16. Then they that feared Yahweh Shem Shai spake often one to another, and Yahweh Shem Shai hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahweh Shem Shai and that thought upon his name. So we'll know his name in this time. So verse 17. And if they shall be mine, saith Yahweh Shem Shai of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. So when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's going to spare the elect of Israel that have been teaching his name, teaching the correct doctrine. But the people who haven't, they're going to catch judgment, serious judgment. And before I get that, let me grab Salakia. First Peter, that's what I want to do, 4 and 17. Because judgment is going to begin with those who know that they're Israelites. 4 verse 17. Well, yeah, I'll start 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end of it? What shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? So if you don't believe this gospel, this one true word, this one spirit, this one body, then you're gonna receive full judgment from Yahweh Shem Shai. So that was that. Well, I'll go into verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So these other camps, these other people out here in the world are ungodly. So we have to separate. That's the line. We have to separate ourselves from that, because they're being prepared for great judgment. Like it says, it's like there's been a sacrifice preparing in Basra. They're going to be that great sacrifice for Yahweh Shem Shai. Verse 19. Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High commit the keeping of their souls to Him in well doing unto a faithful Creator. So we're suffering in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, but we do that because we know that He's preparing the kingdom for us. Lord willing, I'll be at that number. Lord willing, the brothers, all the people who may watch this video, the brothers in Great Millstone, even that teach the same doctrine, Lord willing, we all be of that number. But we do this so He will keep our souls in the day of tribulation and in the day of temptation, because that day is coming. It's fast approaching. We already have the famine and the pestilence is all kicked off right now. Everything is hot right now, and you know, the chip. I don't know if we can say that, but you know, Marcus is out here already being prepared to come down And it's pretty soon Esau's going to come down like a flood, as it says, to try to. What they really want to do is defile our temple, to as they did in the Maccabees. Uh, so like, but yeah, as they did in the Maccabees, they're trying to defile our temple so that we won't be able to come back to Yahweh Shem Shai. But I'm gonna get back into Malachi chapter 3. I'll go to verse 18. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. So that's what the Spirit is bringing us to do. We've discerned between these other groups and these other philosophies that this is the true doctrine of Yahweh Shem Shai. And because we see through the Spirit that He's dealing with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. So we take what they say, we learn, we research it, we learn it for ourselves, and then if the Spirit is dealing with us, then we can go out and teach according to this doctrine. But these other camps, they don't serve Yahweh Shem Shai, and you can see that through their actions because they're of this world. They're Negro Israelites. That's what the best way I can put it, because they believe in the carnality of this world, and they want to use that as their means of salvation, or either that, or they just don't teach. They don't teach the correct name. They don't teach the. It's all different stumbling blocks in doctrine that they teach. So that's not. They don't serve. That's proof that they don't serve the Yahweh Shem Shai. See. Next, I'll grab Romans chapter 3. Because at the end of the day, if the Spirit's not on you to believe this, then we're doing our jobs. Our job is to go out here and teach and preach and put these videos up to edify the elect. We're not trying to amass great numbers. We just want the elect to hear what they have to hear through the Spirit. So this is Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Most High forbid. Let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that they mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So, like it says, whether or not you believe or not, these things are coming to pass. And if we believe that this word is true, because it is true, then we will be justified, and as it says, overcome when that time of judgment comes. And that time of judgment is coming for those people, like the beginning of the lesson. The time of judgment is coming for the people on the other side of that line. It's going to be the believers of Yahweh Shem Shai, that 1/3 and the 144,000, the men that are going to be the governors of Israel. And then on the other side is 2/3, these heathen. The 2/3 can be consistent of people who know that they're Israelites, but they haven't been teaching, or they don't believe in Yahweh Shem Shai. So it's going to be 2/3 heathens. Esau in particular is going to catch hell. But that's going to be who's getting destroyed on this side. It's like it. And just to close, just to make that point of the line being drawn between believers of Yahweh Shai and those who don't. This is Luke 19, and I'll go to 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So that's the eventual judgment of people who don't believe in Yahweh Shem Shai. It's like the people who don't believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai are his enemies. They're our enemies at the end of the day. We can't we can't we can't do anything right now as far as any type of carnal actions that we can take against them, but they're enemies of the gospel, and when that time comes, they will be slayed for uh, for not believing, for not wanting Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to rule over them. People out here preaching and teaching that we're not supposed to worship Yahweh Shai and all that, not all that madness, man. Like, that shit is over. When Yahweh Shai comes, he's killing everything that does not come under him. And Lord willing, we be of the men and we endure in that time, because it's gonna be scary out here, man. Like at the end of the day, like uh, it's gonna like man, it's gonna be bad, and we just pray that we're of that number, man, because the enemies of Yahweh Shai are great and plenteous, and that sacrifice is being prepared as we speak, and these prophecies are coming to pass, and it's coming faster and faster and faster. So you just have to get yourself in the right spirit, Lord. Pray for more faith, pray for endurance. As brother says, pray for confidence, man. Just pray always. Uh, I mean, I pray that lesson was edifying, man. You know, people it's two sides of the coin, man. You either on Yahweh Shai or you of Esau right now, man. That line has been drawn. Uh, if the Lord will, He'll bring you across this line. If not, you're gonna be stuck over in enemy lines, prepare for destruction. You'll be what's the word? You're prisoners of judgment. So, like, we're prisoners of hope for Yahweh Shai. The rest of these 2/3 and these heathens are prisoners of judgment, because that judgment is coming. The word shall not come back unto him void. So, Lord willing, that was edifying. I pray that it was edifying to the elect. I want to close by saying, Call Halal Yimla, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out there pushing this word with all righteousness and sincerity. And shalom to you, brothers, man. Shalom.